The rain started just after midnight. The kind that came down in sheets so thick, the wipers couldn't keep up. Ethan Carter had been driving for 16 hours straight, hauling a trailer of consumer electronics from Oklahoma City to a distribution center outside Flagstaff. And the old stretch of Route 66 he'd taken as a shortcut was empty in a way that made the cab feel smaller than it was. His GPS blinked once, then died. No signal bars, no blue dot. Just a frozen map of a road that, according to the screen, no longer existed. He tapped the dash. Nothing. The radio, which had been playing a staticky country station out of Kingman, cut to dead air. Then, underneath the hiss, a voice. Thin. Cracked. Like it had been dragged over gravel for 50 years. Take the next exit before it takes you. Ethan laughed, the sound too loud in the quiet cab. Must be picking up some trucker's CB. But his hands had already tightened on the wheel. Through the rain, headlights caught a sign, rusted and leaning, letters barely legible under decades of grime. He frowned. He'd driven this stretch of 66 for 9 years. He knew every diner, every dead gas station, every place a man could get a bad cup of coffee at 3 in the morning. There was no Black Creek. There had never been a Black Creek. The exhaustion, he told himself. 16 hours does things to a man's eyes. But the fuel gauge had dipped lower than he liked, and the storm showed no sign of breaking. And something about the sign, the way it seemed to lean toward him rather than away, made the decision for him before he'd finished making it. He took the exit. Black Creek looked like a photograph someone had forgotten to develop properly. The buildings had the shape of a town, but not quite the color. Everything a shade too faded, too still. American flags hung from porches, motionless, even as the wind screamed rain sideways across the street. A diner sat at the town's only intersection. Windows glowing a warm, buttery yellow that felt obscene against the black storm behind it. In the middle of the street stood a sheriff. He wasn't moving. He wasn't sheltering from the rain. He simply stood there, hat low, hands loose at his sides, water running off him like he was made of something that didn't quite absorb it. Ethan slowed the truck, some old animal instinct telling him not to stop completely. As he passed, the sheriff's head turned. It kept turning. Past the point where a neck should have stopped it. Past the point where anything human could have followed. 3 wet cracking sounds in quick succession. Snap, snap, snap! Until the sheriff was facing directly behind himself, watching Ethan's taillights with a smile that hadn't been there a second before. Ethan's foot found the gas. The truck lurched forward, engine screaming, and died at the very next intersection, sputtering out as if someone had reached in and simply switched it off. He sat there, heart slamming, staring at the diner glowing 20 feet away. It was the only light in a town gone completely dark. And after a long moment of watching the rain and the empty street and the shape of the sheriff no longer where it had been, Ethan decided the diner was better than staying in a dead truck. He should not have decided that. A bell chimed above the door, too cheerful for the room it announced him into. 10 people sat scattered among the booths and stools. An old man with his coffee halfway to his mouth. 2 teenagers frozen mid-laugh. A woman with a baby that didn't cry and didn't move. None of them ate. None of them spoke. The jukebox in the corner played a song Ethan didn't recognize. Tinny and warped, like a record spinning at the wrong speed. Then, all at once, every head in the diner turned toward him, exactly at the same moment, exactly the same angle. A waitress approached, order pad in hand, apron spotless. Her smile didn't reach anywhere near her eyes. "You've arrived exactly 50 years late," she said. Ethan tried to laugh it off. The way he'd laughed off the radio, the sign, the sheriff. Each laugh a little weaker than the one before. "That's some kind of local joke?" She set a newspaper on the counter in front of him without breaking eye contact. The masthead read, "The Black Creek Gazette." The date beneath it, October 14th, 1976. "We've been waiting," she said quietly, "for someone to replace us." The lights went out. Not flickered, out all at once. The whole diner swallowed into a dark so complete it felt physical, pressing against his eardrums. Somewhere close, something shuffled. Wet breathing, too many lungs worth of it, filling the black room from every direction at once. Then whispers, dozens of them, layered on top of each other, all saying the same 4 words. "Don't let them touch your shadow." The lights snapped back on. The diner was empty. Every boot